Salutations, fellow nerds. I'm Rick Y, and today is April 1st, 2025. There's a story that's getting some insane traction and attention because it is actually as concerning as it sounds on its face. An innocent man has been confirmed by the current administration to have been sent to an El Salvador internment camp with no way home. While you may hear that and think to yourself, well, that sounds completely horrible, unfortunately, it gets worse. So if you dig news, history, or humorous American hogwash, make sure to drop anything in the comment section that you think adequately surmises the darkness that we currently face as a country. An article by The Atlantic, the same outlet whose journalist was added to a classified chat discussion due to an administrative error, is now releasing an article about the Trump administration having sent an innocent man to an El Salvador internment camp built for high security threats such as terrorists and members of violent gangs due to an administrative error. The article goes on to detail how the Trump administration is aware that it has made this mistake, but it has no intention nor power to return him home to his family. The biggest sock to the gut on this is that he has a child at home with autistic and intellectual disabilities. To add to this abysmal display of failed leadership, the vice president, J.D. Loveseat, came out to argue against the administration with whom he works for and claimed it was false. He also mocked the reporter who broke the story and told him that to read the court documents. Alarmingly, the court documents go on to detail that the gentleman was in fact not in a gang. That was actually one of the primary points of the case. If you're curious, I will place them in the description so you can read what J.D. Smokey Eye Vance nor his staffers could. Granted, it is a whole 2 pages long. So let's go over what my detractors in my comments will likely try to point out and nip this in the bud immediately. I do understand the risk of gang violence in America. It's a dilemma that needs to be addressed with both professionalism and, most importantly, accuracy. I say that because for every innocent person that is sent to El Salvador, a truly guilty man goes free, and you can't forget that. Making noise about this very important topic is not an argument in favor of gangs, but those in favor of human rights, dignity, and actual justice under the color of law to those who deserve it. You can try to twist my words and positions all you want. I'm being clear here and now that I do not support gangs because I am speaking out against these issues. I think it's also kind of sad that this needs to be pointed out to some of you, but now you're on the hook for using some other kind of original logical fallacy to come at me with, and if I have to make conservative squealers work a little harder, then that's all the motivation I need. The facility that these people are being sent to is called the Terrorism Confinement Center, or Centro de Confinamiento del Terrorismo. It opened in 2023, and it was designed to hold upwards of 40,000 inmates who have been targeted as members of violent gangs, such as MS-13 and Barrio 18. The security measures are deeply stringent, and the prison is characterized by its high-capacity cement cells designed to hold 65 to 70 people, although some reports suggest that there's overcrowding. Prisoners are allowed 30 minutes a day to exercise in a corridor with no windows. They're deprived of visitation, educational programs, and outdoor recreation. The rest of this time is spent in confinement. The prisoners are stacked up on bunks of 4, each made of cold metal with neither a mattress nor sheet. There are also 2 toilets and 2 wash basins per cell, which again hold more than 70 people. Artificial lighting is on for 24 hours a day. Each cell is also equipped with 2 Bibles. Each inch of this place is observed by guard or CCTV camera, and the daily food consists of eggs, beans, rice, and pasta without utensils. Not only have innocent people now been sent to this horrifying place, they're now housed with some of the most violent and disturbed individuals on Earth without due process nor shred of legal representation. Kilmar Abrego Garcia is one of these men, and while one time in the past he was accused of having been in MS-13, as seen in the court documents, that has not ever been confirmed, nor has he ever been convicted of any crimes. He was released from prison and went on to live and lead a happy, healthy family life with no affiliation to crimes nor gang-related activity. Now, not only is the administration currently stating that they made a mistake and that there was now nothing that could be done to bring him home to his family, the Pam Bondi Justice Department is actually urging the federal judge to reject a petition by his attorneys to even seek a return to the United States. All of a sudden, the executive office that sees itself as entitled to annex Canada and Greenland is making the legal argument that it's simply powerless in this situation and that there's just no way that the American government could compel the El Salvadoran government to send this man back home. At this point, we must understand that not only are we sending people, including innocent civilians, to this horrible place in a country that is not bound by the same laws as are upheld here in regards to human rights, they're doing so at your expense. The U.S. has agreed to pay the Salvadoran government for this service at around $20,000 per detainee per year. So if you're one of the few skid marks in this world that takes glee from treating people with indecency and thought that all of this was being done for free and they were just simply targeting criminals,
you fucked up. You trusted us.
what I will say is that I was having this discussion with one of my more conservative-minded friends that if you needed a reason, sending innocent civilians to be locked up inside a Salvadoran internment prison at the taxpayer's expense is a really solid exit ramp to get off of if you've not yet been convinced that an insurrection against the government wasn't good enough to leave MAGA in the rearview mirror. Anyways, if you dig the content, make sure to like, comment, and consider subscribing. Thank you for all of your support. Y'all come back now. You hear?